Section 21, subsection 1 of the Local Government Municipal Structures Act number 117 of 1998, members are hereby notified that an ordinary meeting of the eThekwini Municipal Council will convene virtually via Microsoft Teams on the 27th of the 10, 2022 at 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mpele. Councillors, I like to officially welcome Amakosi Asendlunkulu that are present in this meeting. I also want to welcome all council members, officials of our municipality led by the city manager, members of the media from all different media houses, members of the public who have joined our meeting through live streaming. Thank you very much for joining or being part of the meeting. I'm not sure, Councillor Viss, whether there is an emergency. I don't want to ignore your hand, but
Thank you. Yeah.
we are not yet at the agenda for council, but let me give you a chance to address council. What is the issue?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I certainly do not want to waste the time of the council, but I want to refer to the rules as it stands. And when the announcements were made at the start of the meeting, the city manager mentioned that this is a virtual meeting. Now, Mr. Speaker, I would like your office to consider the establishment of a rules committee, because there is a need for us to review the current set of rules, which was adopted in 2014 and subsequently amended in 2018. But many of the regulations, subsections of the rules are really not only outdated, but irrelevant, particularly in respect of our virtual meetings. There's no provision made in the rules on how we manage virtual meetings. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to suggest that your committee or a special rules committee has a careful look at the rules, and let's look at amending these rules so that it would keep up with the current day changes that's happening in our meetings, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Councillor Viss. We are taking note on that. My office and the team will look at that and advise council accordingly in the near future. Thank you again, Councillor Reddy. Councillors, we are going to now get the national anthem, and after that is the moment of silence for personal reflection, as we normally do, or prayer, or any other form of silence preparation for the meeting. I request that all councillors will stand up to observe the national anthem. Thank you.
Let us all unite and celebrate together the victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberation. tree of life. Let us all unite and toil together to give the best we have to Africa, the cradle of mankind and fount of culture, our pride and hope and break of dawn. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa the tree of life.
Let's have a moment of prayer. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Thank you very much, councillors. We are now going to receive the announcements, the official announcements. Councillors, you are kindly requested to complete the attendance register posted on the MS team chat. Any councillors experiencing a challenge may please contact the administration for the assistance. We always, councillors, remind you about this. It's very much important. Let's all take it serious. Our governance and international relations cluster is still mourning the loss of the senior manager, intergovernmental relations, Mr. Scott, who was laid to rest on the 8th of October 2022. Appreciation goes to Councillor Madlala, who is the chair of the cluster, and DCM, Mr. Sipocele, for leading the delegation that represented the municipality in the funeral. Thank you very much, Councillor Madlala and Mr. Cele. The city of Tekwini prides itself for becoming part of the significant history, as we have been entrusted with the responsibility to host the ceremony where His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, will be officially hand over the certificate of kingship to His Majesty, the King of the Zulu Nation, King Misuzulu, Gazwelutini on Saturday, the 29th of October, 2022 at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Locally, nationally, and international dignitaries will descend the shores of the eThekwini for the ceremony. Let be hospitable to our guests and appreciate the economic spin-off to be enjoyed as a result of this milestone ceremony. The eThekwini municipal leadership, led by the Mayor, His Worship, Xolisi Kaunda, also paid the visit to the royal household on the 24th of October 2022 to introduce the city leadership to His Majesty the King. This also presented the opportunity to brief His Majesty, on the state of readiness by the city to host this once in a lifetime ceremony to formalize the Zulu nation kingship. Once again, the news of the gruesome killing of the 4 people, including the prominent Induna Mapemba Kuphisa Ntuli of Usuthu Traditional Council, under His Majesty the King Misizulu, on Saturday, continues to dampen the spirit of the Zulu nation. Considering the recent killing of Iso Lesilo, Dokotela Umtungwa Khumalo, we wish to extend our heartfelt condolences to the families during this difficult time and praying for the law enforcement agencies to apprehend perpetrators. It is pleasing to note that the city continues to reclaim its spot as the destination of choice for major events and conferences. As on the 25th of October 2022, the city, among the events, participated in the Geoscience Summit hosted by the Council for Geosciences. This event brought together scientists, researchers, academia, policymakers, and business stakeholders, focusing on enhancing understanding on geoscience in the broader development agenda. Councillors are reminded that in the month of November, there will be no council meeting, but will, however, be held on Thursday, the 8th of December, 2022, which will be the last council meeting in the calendar year. Councillors are reminded that as per the norm, in the last meeting, there will be no notice of motions, no Section 27 questions that will be submitted for consideration. Councillors are encouraged to conduct themselves with dignity and decency during this council proceeding, and in compliance with the expectations in terms of the councillors' code of conduct. As we are convening through the MS team, councillors are requested to note the following: to ensure that you connect in a decent environment with no disturbance to be caused by the surroundings. It also being noted that some of the council matters are confidential in nature. It means even the place where you are connecting, it should count. Where are you with who? Because even your close friends, your family members, they are not supposed to hear or be part of some of the issues discussed in council. Councillors to be presentable, since this is still a formal council meeting, raise a hand to be recognized when requesting to speak on the item. We must switch off the video camera to improve stability of the network. Connect in the area with a stable network, since some of the technical glitches experienced are not coming from City Hall streaming, but in the areas where individual councillors are connecting. You must stay connected for the duration of the meeting to maintain quorum. Councillors are reminded of the decision taken to allocate 5 minutes to respond to all questions submitted by individual councillors to the municipal council. Let's endeavor to adhere to this allocation for effective time management. Best wishes to all councillors celebrating their birthdays this month. As we are celebrating Diwali this month, want to join the Indian community to wish them victory in all aspects of lives as the spirit of Diwali dictates. Let there be light in their lives, with all of us triumphing over evil. Thank you very much, councillors. We will now get the speaker's report. Councillors, the speaker's report is being presented here in terms of the Rules of Order Bylaw of 2014. Therefore, we are forced by the rules to present this report. This report will cover the status of community engagement and ward committee meetings held over the month of October 22. It will also deal with the municipal council membership status. We'll also give an update or in responding to the E. coli impacting on the eThekwini municipal beaches. It will also consider some changes in some committees like MPEC. On Monday, the 24th, October 22, the eThekwini Executive and Amakosi Asendlunkulu from the eThekwini municipality, led by His Worship, the Mayor, Councillor Mxolisi Kaunda, had a meeting with Isilo, the King, Mrs. Zulu Kazwelithini, at his palace, KwaNongoma. The purpose of the meeting with His Majesty was to formally introduce members of the eThekwini Municipal Council Executive Committee and present a comprehensive update report on the historic King coronation that will be hosted within the eThekwini municipality on Saturday, the 29th of October, 2022. The meeting was successfully held, created confidence, and set the tone for the significant events. The municipality prides itself in the fact that it will be hosting such prestigious historical event, putting on the global platform as a city and encourage residents to participate in this platform. Councillors, members of the media, and the members of the public, I do want to take this opportunity on behalf of the council to emphasize on this and request all councillors working with communities and Amakosi Asendlunkulu to mobilize all our people in all communities in our municipality to attend this important event in numbers. As a city, we are the host and as a sign of respect to His Majesty and the commitment made by our mayor on Monday, councillors are requested to work with izinduna, amabutho, izintombi, omama besiphithiphithi, and all other structures to make sure that we fill the Moses Mabhida Stadium on Saturday. On what committees? On Sunday, the 23rd of October 22, a successful ward committee election was held in Ward 97, which is one of the two wards that could not elect during the election held in March 2022. Council to note that it is now have 110 elected ward committees, with just one ward, that is Ward 39, that is outstanding. The outstanding ward has been raised as a concern by KZN Department of Cooperatives, Governance and Traditional Affairs, COGTA, in terms of compliance, because we are expected to have 11 ward committees. Currently, we have 110. Since the municipality council should have by now established ward committees in all wards. This is, however, receiving the necessary attention from my office, working with the law enforcement agencies to ensure that once it is held, all security protocols and concern have been observed by the municipality. If councillors, I may just explain briefly, this is what 39, that is Guamashu, what 39, part of it is a hostel. That is where currently we are experiencing some problems. We have been advised by the police that we are not, the environment is not conducive for us to convene such a meeting, because according to their assessment and the report from the intelligence, if we gather so much people in one venue, it must pose some threat to the life of the people and the community. That is the reason why we are working with the police to make sure and prepare the ward committee election in Ward 39. In terms of the number of ward committees meeting held over the month of October, the following has been reported to our offices. In the month of October, there were 72 ward committee meetings. Out of 72 ward committee meetings convened, but in my office, we received only 19 portfolio of evidence to prove that, yes, the meeting was convened and the meeting set through an attended register, the agenda, and the issues that were discussed in that meeting. It's only 19 ward committees that have so far submitted evidence to our offices. There are 53 ward committees who have claimed that they've convened meeting, but they've not submitted evidence to us to prove that the meeting was convened. There are only 13 meetings to be convened toward the end of the month. There are 26 meetings that have not been convened. Councillors, it is noted with concern that the number of ward committees held is likely under what is expected, which is 109, excluding Ward 97, with 109 meetings, documents submitted accordingly. Ward councillors, as chairs or chairpersons of these meetings, are reminded to ensure that meetings are held as required. Council should take note that also over this month, quarterly operational meeting with ward committees members undertaken by the city administration were held. The main focus over the quarter operational meetings was to discuss the 2022-2023 ward operation plan and the upcoming portfolio-based empowerment programs. The meeting held at the last round of the meetings, the meeting held and the last round of this meeting has been scheduled for the upcoming weekend, the 29th to the 30th of October 2022, is highlighted in red in the report that you have, of which I won't read those words. On community engagement remain critical, the critical aspect of the municipal council in ensuring that communities are kept abreast of decisions and the current affairs that impact on the respective community members. As a Speaker of Council, I still receive a lot of complaints from residents, media, that the municipal council is still lacking in ensuring that communities are kept abreast in terms of the municipal current affairs. This creates a negative perception about the municipality, which then leads to concerned communities forming and communicating their own perceptions around matters and or provision of municipal services that impact direct to them. Council members are again urged that they utilize all available community structures within respective wards to engage and disseminate information to residents so that members are well invested in terms of the decisions, plans that municipality has in place to address issues pertaining to the environment. It is, however, noted that there are wards that hold committee meetings or engagement, but do not report such to the office of the Speaker. Councillors are reminded that in order to substantiate such held engagement, it is important that evidence thereof is submitted accordingly. Over the month of October, only 8 wards reported on community engagement held, and those wards are Ward 29, Ward 38, Ward 49, Ward 78, Ward 95, Ward 103, and Ward 104. These are only 8 councillors out of 111 ward councillors. We have convened meetings in the month of October. You will agree with me, councillors, this is what is expected from us. On municipal council membership, council notes that the municipal council currently has 3 vacancies: 2 ward councillors in Ward 10 and Ward 109, and the PR councillor from the ANC. The by-election in Ward 10 will be held by the Independent Electoral Commission on Wednesday, the 2nd of November 2022. And the date for the Ward 99 by-election is yet to be confirmed by the Commission. Council will note that we are just giving an update on the impact of the E. coli on the eThekwini municipal beaches. Council will note that the municipality has been publicly receiving negative reviews from residents on the issue of beaches being closed due to sewer spillages to the beach, making them not safe for public use. In the report tabled on the 26th August 2022, in the council meeting, the Speaker of Council did try and allay such negative perceptions that were there and indicated the municipal council is doing all it has to address the spillages issue and get the beaches reopened. Members are once more being north that was mainly affected, affecting Umhlali beaches. A contractor is currently there servicing the pump station. It is also important to acknowledge that the concerned service unit, that is water and sanitation, is working tirelessly to get contractors to all impacted regions within the eThekwini to get the pump station service accordingly. This matter is also receiving priority in the executive, and residents will keep abreast in terms of the update thereof. Of our former councillor, Nicole Graham. Councillor Andrew Beckter was a previous serving on the MPEC, and his move to the executive committee created a vacancy in the said MPEC. It is being noticed that the membership of council committees is on proportional representation. Councillor Beckter move create a vacancy that has to be filled by the DA councillor in line with the proportional allocation to MPEC. The whip of DA, Mr. Mkhize, has since made a submission to the Speaker of Council that the vacancy in MPEC be filled by the appointment of Councillor Sibonelo Sibisi, replacing Councillor Andrew Beckter. Is therefore hereby resolved that the Municipal Council approved that Councillor Sibonelo Sibisi from the Democratic Alliance be appointed as a member to the Municipal Public Accounts Committee to replace Councillor Andrew Beckter. This report, councillors, is submitted for consideration. Thank you very much for your attention. Councillors, we now request our secretary team to display the screen because we want now to confirm the quorum. Can you confirm the quorum? Thank you. I'm sure a whip of parties are ready to provide us with numbers so that we don't waste time. We move with speed. We are now confirming the quorum, councillors. Let's start from the ANC.
Musa, confirm 3, Musa.
Councillors?
You confirm, right?
Councillors, please, councillors. We are at the beginning of our meeting. I don't expect anyone to be out of order. The person who is speaking now is out of order. The response I'm expecting is a response from the ANC only, while other whip of parties,
is 89.
while other parties are preparing themselves, but no one should speak. Please mute your mics so that you save time of council. It's an appeal, councillors. Mute all your mics. Only whip of parties will speak on this item, no one else. ANC?
Speaker, it's 88.
Thank you. DA? DA? Mr. Mkiza?
Mr. Speaker, Councillor Mteto, I'm not sure if our caucus whip is unmuted by your team, but at the last count we were 43. We will update as and when numbers increase.
Thank you, Councillor Mteto. EFF?
Thank you, Speaker. We are 18 for now.
18, thank you. IFP? Secretariat, please mute all the party whips. All party whips, they must be muted. If you are not muted from this side, leaders, please raise your hand to give us a signal so that you'll be unmuted from this side. It will be easier for you to unmute that side and address council. IFP?
Morning, Honourable Speaker, colleagues and officials and members of the public and media. Our whip have a problem so far, but she is in the meeting. We are 15 so far. Thank you.
Thank you. Action SA?
Speaker, we are 3, Speaker. Good morning to you, Speaker.
Good morning, thank you. APC? ACC? We'll come back to APC. ACC?
2, Speaker.
Thank you. ACTP?
2, Speaker.
Thank you. AIC? AIC? Secretariat, please check whether they are unmuted or not. AIC? Councillors, while I'm there on the AIC, I have observed now it's becoming a habit, a bad habit. All the time when we are requesting a response from the AIC, whether to confirm their attendance or during the voting process in council, they hardly respond. They hardly respond, and it takes time for them to respond. It's a concern that I'm raising because I've observed for quite some time that now it's becoming a habit. I think my office will sit down with the leadership of the AIC in council to address this concern. I'm sure most of you will agree with me. DLC?
DLC present, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. ADEC?
Mr. Speaker, the full complement of ADEC is present. Thank you.
How many are you? You are one. On a lighter note, Councillor Reddy. APF?
We are all here, Speaker.
Thank you. You are all here.
Yes, Speaker.
Yeah, thank you. You are here in numbers. ATM? Where are you? Are you muted? ATM? I know that Councillor Nkomeni, he does not have a computer. His computer is went for repairs. I'm not sure whether he's using his phone or maybe use the gadget for another colleague.
Komeni is here.
Yes. Councillor Nkomeni?
I'm here, Speaker. Thanks.
Thank you, HM. Alchama? Al-Jama, yeah. Now, Al-Jama, I'm told they've submitted a leave of absence, but we'll go to that item next. JEP,
JEP 1.
thank you. KZNI,
Good day, Speaker, and everyone in the meeting. KZN is present in the meeting.
Mcingwane. MF,
Morning, Speaker. Present.
thank you. Mosa,
Good morning, Present.
NFP,
Nkulunkulu is present. Thank you, Speaker.
thank you. PFP,
Good morning, Speaker. Present.
PRM,
Ngiyakubingelela somlomo ngikhona.
Siyabonga. TA,
TA is present, Mr. Speaker.
thank you. UIM, UIM, Freedom Front Plus.
Morning, Speaker, present.
Now let's go back to APC. No response. Babu Kuala,
ABC, Mr. Speaker, is busy campaigning for by-elections.
no. Babu Kuala, kahle vis. When a vis when you are not a spokesperson for APC, behave. Babu Kuala, siyakubona la kwi-system ukhona. Please unmute yourself and confirm that you are part of the meeting. You are unmuted this side, Babu Kuala. Please unmute yourself. Thank you. While you appear in the screen as a person who's present, but because you are not confirming your presence, it means we'll check as if you are not part of the meeting, because we need confirmation.
Mr. Speaker.
Is that?
PAIC.
Is that? No. I'm talking to APC now. Is that APC?
Right, Speaker.
There's a hand from Councillor Thembinkosi. Thembinkosi Biyela, your hand is up. Councillor Biyela. Thank you. Please lower your hands if you have got nothing to say. Maybe it was a mistake, Councillor Biyela. Now, APC, no response. AIC?
AIC ikona Speaker. Si connected kwi gadget Councillor Myeni.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
AIC present. Thank you. Who else? Yeah, I think we've given all parties a chance to confirm. Secretariat? Have everyone confirmed? Okay, thank you. Let's add the numbers and confirm whether council meet quorum or not. Councillors, in terms of the numbers presented by the whip of parties, council do meet quorum. It means we can proceed with the business of council. I will now request Mr. Mpele, the city manager, to present the applications of leave of absence and approaches. Mr. Mpele.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I've got the following leave of absence. The first one is from Councillor PG Mavundla, who is on municipal business from the 24th of this month to the 27th. Councillor P.S. Sherube, who's got personal commitments from the 25th of this month to the 28th. Councillor Cheryl Sisoga, who is on municipal business from the 24th of the 10th to the 27th of the 10th. Councillor Barbara Fortain, also on municipal business for today, the 27th. Councillor G.D. Clarivet, personal commitments for today. Councillor M.H. Khan is on overseas trip from the 5th of the 10th to the 10th of the 11th. Inkatha Freedom Party councillors, all of them will be on, they requested to leave at 15:45 if the meeting is not concluded by then. Councillor Mdlazi, on the 25th to the 27th is indisposed. Councillor T. Xulu, on the 27th, which is today, also indisposed. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mpele.
Speaker.
Who's that?
Kwala speaking.
Babu Kwala.
Ile ngifike ngo9:30 ngikhona.
Siyabonga Babu Kwala ukuthi khona. Sesokubhala. Thanks Ba for that. Councillors, all these
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not sure if the councillors from Intezuma C have made it to the meeting. They have not had water for the past 14 days, and I'm not sure if they were able to make it. I mean, various attempts to try and resolve the water issue in Intezuma has fallen on deaf ears. So I'm just concerned that they may not be present because they've not had water for 14 days.
Councillor Reddy, no. Let me address Councillor Reddy first. Councillor Reddy, you know that you are out of order, and I want to request that we don't waste time of council, because if there's an apology from any councillor who have a problem with water in his or her community, that councillor should have advised my office.
We live and it's like that. We use indisposed. Speaker.
You can't disrupt council and call me after. You have already spoken without being recognized. Now you want me to give you an attention. Who gave you the right to speak earlier? Who gave you the right to speak earlier?
Are you addressing me, Mr. Speaker?
No. I am done with you, Reddy. I'm addressing the speaker who was disrupting the meeting. Thank you very much, Councillor. I'm not going to recognize the councillor who was calling the speaker because already he is in breach of the code of conduct. She has spoken without being recognized by the speaker. Councillors, are all the leave of absence application accepted?
Great.
Thank you very much.
Agreed.
Speaker.
Thank you. Who's that?
Ulindiwe ukhansela uThixulu ukhona.
Councillor Chikulu.
Yes. Ukhona.
Okay. Thank you very much for that.
Ngikhona speaker bangaze bethi abangizwa.
Thank you for that correction. Thank you. Councillors will now move to the confirmation of the minute. Hello? Yes?
Sorry, I've had my hand up for a long time. You didn't recognize me.
Yes, Councillor Mtetwa.
The number of the councillors has increased from 43 to 52.
Yes, as we have said that you are going to update us. Thank you, Councillor Mtetwa. Let's record that, Secretariat, those changes in the numbers. Councillors, we are now confirmation of minutes. This meeting was on the 29th September 2022. We'll start with corrections. If there are corrections, we'll move fast. Then I'm sure, councillors, you have went through the minute, you know where you want to raise your hand to do the corrections so that we don't waste time. Let's move with speed, councillors. Page 917. Any correction? Give us an indication. Secretaries, please look at the hands being raised by councillors. Page 918. Page 919, no correction. 920. 921. You will tell me if there's a hand of any councillor want to speak. Councillor Mkize, you can speak. You'll tell us which page and give us the paragraph. Councillor Mkize?
No, thank you, Chairperson. No, my one, it was on the previous items, not on this one. My hand was up from long time ago. Then the speaker couldn't recognize my hand.
Okay,
not here, Speaker. Please, if no, not here.
Okay, thank you. Let's proceed. 920, 921, 922, 923. City Manager is giving me an indication that you want to address something. City Manager.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Just on page 923, there were certain concerns that were raised by Councillor Gwala about the correctness of the minutes. On page 29, he complained about the figure of 330 million rands, which was referred to as incorrect. We wish to confirm that that figure is correct, as the allocation referred to was for 110 wards, not the current 111 wards. Then with regards to question 4, under the same block sum issue, it's been discovered that part of question 4 was not responded to. The Office of the Speaker has since engaged the relevant unit to respond. The response will be furnished once it has been received. Then the last one was the matter pertaining to the discrepancies in the figures under the water tanker item. We wish to confirm that that one has been attended to. However, the response that we've received from City Fleet is too technical and is only made up of figures. So we wish to suggest to Council that a full report inclusive of these figures here be presented at the Human Settlements and Infrastructure Committee for the City Fleet and Water Services Unit to unpack these particular calculations. In as far as the City Fleet colleagues, the figures that are reported in the minutes are actually correct, Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, City Manager. We were in 923, page 924, corrections. 925, 926, check the hands, please. 927, 928, page 929, page 930, page 931, page 932, 933, 934, 935, 936, 937, 938, 939, 940, 941, 942, 943, 944, page 945, 946, 947, 948, 949, 950, 951, 952, 953, 954, 955, 956, 957, 958, 959, 960, 961, 962, 963, 964, 965, 966, 967, 968, 969, 970, 971, 972, 973, 974, 975, 976, 977, 978, 970, 991, 992, 993, 994, 995, 996, 997, 998, 999, 1000, 111, 1002, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, page 1012, page 1018, page 1014, page 1015, page 1016, page 1017, 1018, 1019, 1020, 1021, 1022, 1023, 1024, 1025, 1026. The last page is 1027. There are only one correction. There's with the in 1923 made by the city manager. Councillors, with those corrections, can I have the mover, the hand to move the adoption of minutes and the hand that will second the adoption of minutes? Please, councillors, raise your hand. We'll unmute you. Councillor Mandala.
Greetings, Speaker. I move.
Thank you, Councillor Mandala. Any seconder? Councillor Mieni.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Thank you very much. The minutes have been moved and seconded. Now they've been duly adopted as a true reflection of our previous meeting. Thank you, councillors. We'll now move to the questions. In terms of Section 27 of the Rules of Order, we have already reminded you that councillors, to respond to the questions, they are given only 5 minutes to respond. I will now, we have already indicated that we have 10 questions to be responded to in the main agenda, but there's a question in the supplementary agenda that also will have to be answered in this session. Thank you very much. The first question is in page 5.
Sorry, Speaker.
Yes.
Sorry, Speaker. Councillor Mkhize from the DA.
Yes.
I raised my hand. It was not recognized. Please, if you may allow me, please, Speaker.
You have raised your hand where on the questions?
No. Now, what I'm asking here, Speaker, if with your permission, when on a leave of absence, my mic was not opened. If you may allow me to send the leave of absence to the Secretariat, not here, if you can allow me to do that to the Secretariat, because now we have passed on that item, Speaker.
Councillor Mkhize, I don't want us to move front and backwards, because we are done now with the leave of absence. We are done with the minute. If there's a problem, probably with your mic, let me apologize without checking with my team what happened.
Okay.
Because all party whips, their mics must remain open throughout council meeting. That is a procedure that we have agreed with my team. If your mic is muted, I think there's a problem this side, but I want to humble myself and apologize on behalf of my team for that. But nevertheless, I won't give you a chance to address council on issues that already have been discussed and move on. I plead for your understanding, Councillor Mkhize. Thank you very much. Councillors, we are in page 5. Let me get the answers. Councillor Sokabasa.
Good morning, Speaker. Ours is on page 6, Speaker.
Oh, you are in page 6.
Yes, Speaker.
Okay, thank you. Page 5.
That is HSI, Speaker.
That is HSI, yeah, I can see whip here. Page 5, any response? Is the response ready? Councillors, page 5. Do you have a response? Please raise your hand so that we unmute you this side. Whoever is ready to respond from the committee. There is a hand from Zakeleni. Zakeleni Mia. Nomia. Councillor Nomia.
Thank you, Speaker. The answers are as follows. Answer to question number 1. The city sends bill to customers both through the traditional postal services and the electronic mail services. They are the efforts to move to convenient electronic mail process fully because of the efficiency link to it, as it is the known fact that currently postal service by South African Post Service are a country's challenge. Answer to question number 2, customers have an option to register on the online platform on e-service to be able to receive bills through email. The e-service also have other modules linked to it, which are received bills through. The e-service also have other modules linked to it, which are assistant to customers. Among others, there are the modules capturing of meter readings, direct debit services, making of payments. Customers who are experiencing challenges with registration are afforded an opportunity to send an email to the city who will register the customers. Answer to question number 3 is same as above. Answer to question number 4, the Revenue Contact Center does receive customer calls for registration and emailing of bills. There is, however, a dedicated email address for this purpose, which is online.bills@durban.gov.za. Answer to question number 5. 80 to 20 debt system is an electricity debt relief program intended to assist customers who have debt with the municipality and cannot pay off the amount owed using the standard credit agreement. For the customer to qualify, they must be able to be the account holder and be in possession of documents proving that they are the owners of the property or have a power of attorney. the customer's meter will need to be converted to a prepaid meter. If they have a postpaid or credit meter, the customer must have no existing credit agreement pending with must have no existing credit agreement pending with the municipality. The customer must have an application at a nearest electric customer services. Once the prepaid meter has been installed, the debt will be recovered every time the customer purchases electricity using the 80-20 principle. For example, if the customer buys a prepaid meter token for 100 rand, 80 rand will go towards the electricity being purchased, and 20 rand will service or pay off the debt owed to the municipality. Answer to question number 6. A credit authority is a payment plan where the customer enters an arrangement with the city to pay an outstanding balance in an installment. The payment plan must be in line with the approved credit control and debt collection policy of the city. The customer is required to pay a certain lump sum first before entering into the system. These amounts differ based on the type of the debt and categories of the customers. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Nomia. We are now moving to page 6. The question in page 6.
Delegating Councillor speak.
Yes.
Thank you. On question 1, on air quality monitoring, the health unit has 14 air quality monitoring stations strategically placed across the municipality to monitor criteria pollutant and prescribed by the National Environmental Management Air Quality Act. Passive air quality monitoring samples are also strategically placed to monitor for volatile organic compound. The strategic points are determined by the needs analysis conducted, which looks at industrial sources, complaints, and the like. Thus, we currently do not have an air quality monitoring station within Umgeni presence. With regards to sewer spillages, no air quality samples are taken as there are no emissions and only bad smell, which will become a nuisance and people will complain about. On water quality monitoring, continuously monitoring of the functionality of all sewerage network is undertaken and necessary communique is sent to the facility to mitigate and ensure compliance as then when required. Downstreams users are sensitized accordingly. Water samples are taken at Umgeni River at intervals for monitoring purpose and to ensure that the health unit undertakes the necessary health education, public awareness, and engagement with relevant stakeholders where required. On social sample monitoring, no sample will have been taken in Umgeni River presence because the type of contaminants is known and precautionary measurements have been communicated to communities and relevant stakeholders. Sediments or soil samples are not taken routinely but are taken during incidents, like during chemical spills, pipeline spills, industrial contaminations, etc. This is to ensure that the necessary mitigation measures are taken by the polluter and community are either advised or relocated as required. Question 2 about the budget. 250,000 is allocated for water quality monitoring. Question 3. We are currently collecting data for analysis since case comes from various health services providers, like private sectors, as well as state hospital, general practitioners, and clinics. Once information is received, an analysis will be taken. Thank you, Speaker.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was a response on page 6. Page 7. Page 7. Well, on page 7, we're waiting for a response from members of the committee. But Councillor Mkhize, your hand is up.
Thank you very much, Speaker and Sanborn. Speaker, I would like to propose that we defer this question for the next meeting, and then we commit to answer them on the next meeting. Thank you.
The question on page 7, there is a request from the members of the committee to defer this question to be answered in the next council meeting.
Mr. Speaker.
Councillor Mkhize, your hand is up, and Councillor Rate will be the next.
Thank you, Speaker. But the Speaker, in your announcement, you did reminded us that in the next council meeting, which will be on the 8th of December, questions and notice of motion won't be allowed. So will this one be considered in that meeting if this one is not answered today? I just want to get clarity on that, Speaker.
Thank you. Will respond, Councillor Reti.
Mr. Speaker, my first point was already covered by my honourable previous speaker. The second is that it was mentioned that the committee has requested that this question be answered at the next meeting. I'm a member of the committee, and this has never been discussed with the committee at any stage. Incidentally, where is the chairperson of this committee? He has not submitted an apology, as I recall, in this meeting. Or is it that he's busy campaigning for his election? Because there's issues of national importance, and he needs to answer these questions. And he's not in the meeting. He has not even tendered an apology. It's very worrying, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me start with the request from Councillor Mkhize before I deal with a question from the whip of the DA and the comment from Councillor. Now, I'm told there's a hand again from Councillor Mkhize. Mkhize?
No, Sitala Somloma, sorry.
No, thank you. Councillor Mkhize, what I will do, I will not grant you your request to defer this question to the next council meeting. But at the same time, if the answer is not ready today in this meeting, I can't expect members of the committee to provide the information that has not been verified or that is not accurate. Now, if you are not ready to provide the answer today, what I will request is that the question be responded to in writing and be sent to the councillor Xolisa Mdlanzi as the author of the question. But the question won't be entertained in the next council meeting on the 8th of December, as I've indicated in my announcement earlier. Therefore, the question must be responded to, but the response must be sent in writing. I will request Councillor Mkhize that the question be sent to Councillor Mdlazi before Wednesday next week. That is the ruling on your request. Before Wednesday next week, I'm not sure what date, but the Secretariat will record that. The question must be sent in writing to the councillor. You will also CC the speaker so that we are sure that the question has been responded to as per the ruling. My ruling on the issue,
Speaker, sorry, Speaker.
Right?
Councillor Mkhize. Speaker,
No, Councillor Mkhize. Let me respond to your point first.
Oh, Speaker,
No.
Assist us so that respond to the point. Let me qualify my let me change my statement. Let me readdress you, Speaker, if you may allow me. I thought Ukuluma, we are on question page number 5. I mean page 6. If we are on page 7, the answer for page 7 they are ready, Chair. Thanks. Bengifuna correcta lokho nje.
Kusho ukuthi uyi-correcta wena. Awucorrect thina.
Yes, Speaker, I apologize. Made mistake on my side.
Okay. Thank you very much. It means there's no need for me to respond to the whip of DA and to Councillor Reid because there was a mistake on referring to wrong pages. For page 7, responses are available. I will then request members of the committee to provide answers on the question as appear in page 7.
Speaker, bengizocela ukuthi ni-unmute uCouncillor Mngwengwe.
Councillor Mngwengwe.
Yes.
Thank you. Mngwengwe, this side you are unmuted. Please unmute yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker.
Sorry, Councillor Mngwengwe, to disturb you. There's a hand from Councillor Madlala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I apologize. I don't mean to disturb the proceedings of the meeting, but there was a statement that was made in the meeting, and I feel that we need to correct it. When the meeting started, during the application for leave of absence, a leave of absence for Councillor PG Mavundla was read out. And it was part of the leave of absence that were duly adopted by this meeting. If for some reason there was a sound issue and there's someone in this meeting who did not hear that, I'm reminding the meeting that part of the leave of absence applications that were read out and approved by the meeting was that of Councillor PG Mavundla, who's the chair of the relevant committee that we are talking about. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Yeah, thank you very much, Councillor Madlala, for reminding us. I should have responded to the comment by Councillor Reddy, but unfortunately my focus was on the issue of the questions. But thank you very much, Councillor Madlala, for reminding that. It's true, yes. we did receive a leave of absence from Councillor PG Mavundla. Thank you. Councillor Mgwengwe.
No, thanks Somlomo, sibingelele wonke amakhansela nezikhulu zamasipala. Before I respond to the question, Speaker, may I check if we are in compliance with sections 27, subsection 16, because the councillor concerned is not present at the meeting. If she had sent a person to take over before I respond.
Thank you very much. Let me verify with my team whether did we receive any leave from Councillor Mlazi? Yes, Councillor Mgwengwe, I can confirm to you that we did receive the leave of absence from Councillor Mlazi, who is not well, and the leave was also approved by Council. Thank you.
Question number 1, it is not correct that the project has been stopped. In fact, the city has started with infrastructure program in Umbai project, which has been completed. Yes.
It means if the author of the question is not part of the meeting, you can't respond to the questions.
Actually, that's what I was checking, Speaker, to say, is there any person who was granted a permission to take over the question before I respond?
Yeah, the response we gave you that he did submit the leave of absence. It means that he is not part of the meeting. Therefore, in terms of the rules that we are referring to, we won't respond to the question. Sorry about that miscommunication, Councillor Mgwengwe. Thank you very much. We'll move to page 8.
Sorry, Speaker.
Yes.
Councillor Mkhize from the DA.
Yes.
Yeah. No, to my knowledge, the order wrote, inform your office, Speaker, that Councillor Zamani Kuzwa will be the one responsible for the answers.
Yeah, no, it's correct to have the knowledge, but it's something else for me to receive, something in writing. You know that I've been written something, but I confirm to Council and to you that I haven't received anything. Thank you. Page 8. Page 8, questions, answers.
Thank you, Somlom. Somlom, Councillor Mkhize.
Yes, you are recognized, Councillor Mkhize.
Sengiyanqena ukuphakamisa isandla le computer yami iyangixa ukusehlisa. Somlom, may I check if the councillor who asked the question on page 8 is present? Let me verify first.
Or before you respond.
Before I answer, because
you don't want to fall to a trap. You're going to City Manager, do we have a leave of absence from Councillor Tipo? Councillor who? Is Councillor Tipo?
Good morning, Speaker. I don't have a leave of absence for this councillor.
For it means he is part of the meeting. You can respond, Kabazan.
Thanks, Speaker. Isa freezile njengoba ngisho le computer yami. Isa freezile on this question. Ngizama ukuyithola. Speaker. All right. If Isa freezile, Speaker, uthi ngithathe lenye question. Because khona engiphrintile le
No. Kahle Mkhize, we don't work like that. We don't.
Speaker.
No. Listen, Kabazan. You raise your hand because you wanted to respond on question on page 8, right? If there's a problem with your technical problem with your machine, you should tell me that the speaker, I'm not ready to answer now because I've got a problem in getting the information from the screen, but you can't decide to choose which question you want to answer. We don't work like that. Are you ready to answer question on page 8 or not?
No, Speaker, I'm not ready.
You are not ready. We will come back to question number 8. Please try to retrieve that information because the question have to be responded to.
Okay. No problem, Speaker.
Councillor Maldala, your hand is up.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wanted to check if Councillor Chantel is indeed part of the meeting because I remember that the whip of the DA was trying to submit a list of people of councillors that he believed were supposed to be on leave. I was checking if Councillor Tipo is not part of those people who are on leave, just so that we are compliant. Thanks.
Yeah, Councillor Maldala, you are checking to us here, but we have confirmed here that as per our record, there's nothing that indicates that he's on leave. Maybe the leader of the DA or the whip of DA might respond to that, but as a Speaker of Council, I'm not in a position to confirm or deny that. I'm told that Councillor Tipo is part of the meeting.
Thank you, Speaker.
She has indicated that is part of the meeting through raising her hands. Therefore, we can confirm that she's part of the meeting. But we'll deal with her question later. Question on page 8.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Councillor Reddy.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in terms of Rule 27, questions on municipal performance, which allows for you to grant consent to a question for elucidation being put. I wish to pose a question for elucidation. Will you allow me to put that question? The writer will have to answer that. The writer of the question.
Can you repeat yourself, Councillor Reddy?
I rise in terms of Rule 27.
Rule 27 on questions.
Yes.
Right.
Subsection which deals with elucidation.
Rule 27, which section?
I'll tell you, it's subsection 12. Subsection 12.
12, eh?
Yeah, it says, if the Speaker consents to a question for elucidation being put. So I want to put a question for elucidation. I would like the writer of this question to answer my question of clarity. Would you allow me to put that question, Mr. Speaker?
Yes, I understand the rule you are standing, but I won't allow you to put the question.
Thank you very much. I respect your decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions on page 9? Page 9. There's no answer. Members of the committee, please give us an indication. Are you ready to answer on page 9? If not, to save time, we'll come back later. Page 10. We'll come to this question later. Page 10.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Councillor Reddy.
There is a gross violation of the rules that's currently taking place here. These questions have been submitted to your office within the time frames, I would assume. And there would have been sufficient time for answers to have been provided to the chairperson of the committee. And if he was not available, he should have provided those answers to the deputy chairperson. Why is that procedures not being followed?
Thank you very much, Councillor Already, you are correct with your understanding. Yes, questions were received by my office. I can confirm that. I can confirm that questions were sent to all DCMs that were relevant, and answers were provided in time. And those answers were emailed to all the leadership of committees. I can assure you that all answers are sitting with the leadership of relevant committees. But if I don't have answers in this meeting, I would assume that maybe there's some technical problem. Hence, I'm saying that we'll proceed, but we'll come back to these answers because I know that there are answers because they were provided by us. Thank you. There's no answer on page 10. We'll come back later to page 8, 9, and 10. Let's move to page 11.
Page 11.
Page 11, please, councillors, mute your mics. You only speak when you are recognized. Even if you whisper, we can hear. Mute your mic, please. Answer on page 11.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Page 11. Our main strategic reservoir in Phoenix is Phoenix 2 Reservoir, supplies a larger area that is at a low level. Answer number 1. Why is the reservoir construction currently challenging to reach sufficient capacity to meet the daily demand of surrounding areas in Phoenix Center? Our strategic reservoir in Phoenix is a Phoenix 2 reservoir that supplies a larger area that went into lower level water shed. To be shuttered, build up. It should be shuttered so to build up for the next days. Number 2, question 2. Because the supply is restricted from the source, which is Durban Height. For water to reach areas at the same level, you have so for us to be able to supply water from the same from the 2 reservoirs compounds, it has to be supplied adequately from the reservoir Durban Height. Question 3. Water is not diverted; it's only restricted from the source, which is Durban Height, that lacks the supply from the dam. Question 4. The water distribution officer are appointed for the region as opposed to the specific area for a reservoir. Question 5. Levels are monitored through telemetry on regular basis. If the system is down, then the water distribution officer will physically go on site and check what is wrong with the reservoir. Question 6. Call center manager will receive an email show all the levels on reservoirs. The same email will be copied to the tanker center where the water tankers are being distributed. Question 7. In April, we had several adverse incidents occurred not only in Phoenix, but throughout the entire eThekwini, and our network was affected. And then, so as a result, the problem is not only in Phoenix, it is in eThekwini as a whole. Thank you, sir. Sure.
Yeah, thank you very much, Councillor Mkhize. Page 12. The response.
Speaker, sorry to disturb you. Just in relation to the page numbers, you saying page 12. The previous one was actually page 10. You referring now to page 11 questions. I think your page numbers are off according to our agenda by 1.
Oh. The question on page 11 is a question from Councillor Imit from site on page 11.
That's correct.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You said page 12.
Yeah,
Thank you,
the
Speaker.
Page 12 is Councillor Kokol. Are you following, Councillor?
Noted, Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. We are now on. We are done with page 11. We are now responding on page 12. Page 12. Responses. Page 12.
Speaker?
Yes.
Speaker, we haven't responded to page 11 yet.
Yeah, Councillor Mkhize was responding on page 11. The last response we received was for page 11. Those 8 questions. Now, councillors, I'm told that you are correct. The team that assists me here, they're saying Councillor Mkhize decided to choose to respond on page 9 instead of page 11. Now, we took the meeting back to page 9 while we were on page 11. Yeah, Councillor Mkhize, you have confused all of us. We were in page 11, but we decided to respond on page 9. Yeah, of which what you are doing, Councillor Mkhize, is very wrong.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, what you are doing here, no, Kawaza, let me address you. You see, your behavior is concerning, you are a deputy chair of the committee, and you are taking up and down, you decide which questions to answer, which questions not to answer. I refer you as the chair of the meeting to a page, you choose your own page. And what you are doing, you are wasting council time. And I'm very much concerned, Councillor Mkhize, with your behavior. I think you have to be honest with me. If you are not ready to answer these questions or answers are not available, you must be brave enough to tell me that, Speaker, we don't have answers for these questions, so that we move. We don't waste time of council sitting on these questions while that you don't have answers. I'm just addressing you, Councillor Mkhize, and appealing to you to cooperate and work with us to make sure that we move with speed. And also you respect council, because these are very important questions on behalf of communities. And members of the community are watching. They expect answers from councillors. I'm sure, Councillor Mkhize, you are going to avoid that in future. There's no answer on page 11.
Speaker?
Who's that? Councillor Shezi, your hand is up. Councillor Shezi?
Speaker, it's Councillor Said.
Councillor Said, you want to say something?
Speaker, in terms of my
No, I'm
question,
covered, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Councillor Said?
Speaker, in terms of my questions, I'd really like to know what's our way forward. If we don't have answers, and ultimately we can't answer it in our next session, we have some conclusive meetings coming up in the future where these questions are relative to having an understanding of how we move forward. So I'd really like to get some clarity on how do we move forward here.
Yeah, Councillor Said, I don't want to assume that there are no responses for this question. That's why I've said there are 10 questions. I will proceed with the meeting and allow committee members to provide answers, those who are ready now. Then before we conclude the session on questions, we'll come back and check whether do we have responses for other questions. Then we'll rule after that has been confirmed. For now, I don't want to say that there are no answers. I will see that after all questions have been responded to, and check whether are there any answers for the question that we have passed on
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Councillor Reddy.
Mr. Speaker, I think the Deputy Chairperson of HSI Committee, like you quite correctly pointed out, needs to inform the House whether he was...
But Vince, you can't repeat what I've said already. We are wasting our time. You can't repeat what the chair has already said. You must say something new. Councillor Reddy?
Speaker?
No. Councillor Reddy is still recognized. Councillor Vince?
Mr. Speaker, sorry, I was muted there without my permission. Mr. Speaker, subsection 16 of the rules, Rule 27, states that a councillor may take charge of a question on behalf of the absent councillor. No, Mr. Speaker, I'm being rudely interrupted by someone. Are they raising a point of order? Because I'm raising a point of order here. And I want to know whether the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, whether he authorized anyone to answer these questions on his behalf in his absence. Because if he has failed to do that, he is relegated on a very important role that he performs in this council. And we cannot allow this situation to continue.
Yes, Councillor Reddy, I don't want to reach this conclusion now, as I've indicated that not responding to a question at this point in time, to me, does not mean that there are no answers. I want to proceed and get response for all 10 questions. Then after that, we'll go back to page 9, page 8, 10, and 11. Then if there are no answers by then, we'll then make a ruling. Councillor Shangas?
Speaker?
No. It's Councillor Shangas who's now recognized. Sishange, then you will be given a chance after. Councillor Sishange?
Ngiyabonga speak. Chair, question page 11 yaka finance and uKhansela Umgonyama ngicela unmute uyena ophendulayo. Bese futhi speak nisheshe unmute uKhansela uShezi khona bekufika isikhathi sakhe naye ezokwazi ukuthi asheshe aphendule. Ngiyabonga.
Speaker?
Yes, who's that?
Councillor Said, Speaker.
Said?
Speaker, your approach is appreciated. We'll wait for all the questions to finish and then you can come back to this one and we can take it forward from there. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Said.
Speaker?
Yes?
Speaker, we had a meeting on Wednesday.
Who are you?
Councillor Parouk here from Action SA.
Yes, Parouk.
On Wednesday at 2 o'clock, we convened a meeting for the Chief Whip for the simple reason that we will have a smooth flow of our council meeting for today. Why wasn't this the Speaker's office made sure we're having a meeting today, everything should have been in order? We're wasting time this way, Speaker.
Councillor Parouk, I don't want to ask a question. What is not in order now?
What is not in order? We had a Chief Whip's meeting on Wednesday. What was the reason for having the Chief Whip meeting? You have a smooth flow of today's meeting, Speaker.
You see, Councillor Parouk, if answers or responses are not ready at a particular time, does not mean that the council meeting is out of order. It does not mean. Don't reach to a quick conclusion. I said to council, in terms of questions where we have not received answers, let's proceed till the last question at number 10. Then if we don't get answers to those questions, The Speaker will make a ruling on that. Page 11, let's have the answers. Please unmute Councillor Mgonyama. Councillor Mgonyama, please raise your hand.
Speaker, let me assist ukuze umhlangano uhambe kahle uqhubeke kahle. The answers for page 11. Question number 1, which department does the city have that deal directly with homeless and the vulnerable on the street? I-answer yakhona uSafer City Unit. Second question, has the city measured the number of homeless people who reside within our inner city and suburbs? The answer is...
Councillor, can you please allow me to interrupt you? Please don't read the question to save time. Just shoot straight to answers.
Okay, ngiyabonga speak.
Thank you.
Answer number 2, more than 4,000 reside within the inner city. Answer number 3, the city operates 3 temporary shelters established during the COVID-19, currently in the process of establishing a semi-permanent structure at Block AK to accommodate about 250 to 300 males. Question number 4, 10%. Question number 5, yes, the city works in partnership with the various structures, NPOs, NGOs, NPC, academia, and private sector. Question number 6, no. The city removes the homeless from spaces that are not dedicated for sleeping when cleansing or when cleansing and solid waste cleans and sweeps the street. They have to move them since there are temporary shelters that are designed for them. They are asked to move into shelters, the one that are mentioned question number 3. Question number 7. During outreach that is undertaken by several cities and partners, all homeless are advised about the temporary shelters where they can sleep. Some do not want to stay in the shelters because of the control in the place. Question number 8. In 2018, the city established a homeless task team, which was led by the then deputy mayor and had representatives from NGO sectors. And then they mentioned those NGOs. In 2019, a council resolution to establish a special purpose vehicle to support the homeless intervention and related social ills was adopted by council. Surrounding, then the other one is the point under that answer. Sourcing funding for the implementation of projects and program linked to homeless and related social development program in eThekwini. 2, facilitating partnership with critical stakeholders from government, private sector, and not for profit organization. 3, supporting the work of existing NGOs to deliver on programs and projects linked to homeless and related social challenges. Number 4, accepting and managing resources as custodian for the for provision of service of the homeless. Number 5, enabling the activation of homeless reduction strategy. The city has allocated 500,000 in June 2022 as seed funding to the SPV to commence with the intervention as per MOU. Siyabonga, Speaker.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let's move to page 12. Responses on page 12. Then the last question on page 13, then we move with our agenda. I hope that questions that have not responded to, members of the committee are sorting themselves. After the question on page 13, we'll go back to get answers for those questions. Page 12. Page 12. Responses from committee members on page 12. Okay, let's deal with page 13. Answers on page 13.
Speaker, ngicela ningivulelele i-mic kaKhansela uSigananda Ushezi.
Thank you. Councillor Shares, please raise your hand so that we unmute you this side. Phamisa isandla nje sivule i-mic yakho. Yeah. Sivuliwe, Councillor Shares, i-mic this side. Please unmute yourself. That side.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Thank you so much. Greeting to all honorable councillors, officials. I'll be answering the questions regarding that have been raised to the fire department. The answer to question 1 is there are no unlicensed vehicles. The answer to question 2, there are 34 vehicles in different categories. The answer to question 3, initial change of specification processes, procurement approval have been received, contract soon to be awarded. The answer to question 4 will be procured in the contract as mentioned above. The answer to question 5, we currently have contract authorities in place. Services are being rendered without any issues. The answer to question 6, we have contract in place for manned vehicles. The answer to question 7, there are no operational issues since we have contract authorities in place. The answer to question 8, the city has a fuel account with Masana Petroleum and it is in good standing. We have experienced no challenges in supply and delivery of fuel. The answer to question 9, the overtime spend is 49,097,538 rand 89 cents. The answer to question 10 is current requirement should assist to reduce overtime spend. Current recruitment should assist to reduce overtime spend. Answer to question 11, legislative matters addressing it with a strategic planning process. The answer to question 12, this is a donation as part of the 3-year PPP between Santam and eThekwini Municipality. The answer to question 13, the Council resolution of February and the Memorandum of Understanding in September 22. The answer to question 14, what is the cost of this contribution? The answer is Santam will advise the municipality on delivery. The answer to question 15, please refer to the answer on question 12 above. The last answer to question 16, for this to be answered accurately, it should be clarified whether total operating or a specific line item or and a capital budget is required. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Shezi, for those responses. Councillors, we will now go back to page 8 to get responses. I hope now they are ready. Let me quickly get an indication if they are ready or not. Is there anyone to respond on page 8? Page 8.
Speaker?
Yes.
Speaker Nkon, page 8.
Yes, you can respond.
Okay, Speaker said, answer number 1. At any given moment, we decide, or at any given moment, when the incident of the speaker, sorry, computer. Sorry, Steve, speaker. At any given moment, when the incident of a stolen meter is reported, which is usually via our call center, we deploy a relevant team to attend such incident to have the meter being replaced. Answer number 2. Currently, we don't have adequate supply of stock of meters. The contract has expired. The current contract has expired. Now we are now on FCM process to process the new contract. Number 3, the department deploys a team to attend the reported stolen meters, and when such incident happened, as soon as number 4, as soon as the incident of the stolen meter is reported, we immediately deploy the relevant team to respond within 24 hours. Question 5, a meter replacement program, residents should benefit the residents. Question 6, the past 3 months, the department has received just over 1,500 report on average. Question 7, 2,500 water meters. Question 8, 481 water meters. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Kawazela. We'll move to page 10. Are answers ready for page 10? Now it's page 10 and page 12.
Thank you very much, Speaker.
Yes.
Speaker, the answers for page 10 are ready. However, the chairperson of the committee requested to respond on this question. And now that is not available, may I appeal to you, Speaker, to check what can happen beyond that. If the House says we must proceed, we can proceed and give the answers, but the chairperson strongly requested that if it's possible that we defer this question and report them and respond on them on the next meeting if we are given a platform. Thank you.
Kawazela, in council expects all questions to be responded to in council. The only reason where responses won't be provided is because there are no responses. It does not depend on who is responding. That's why there's no rule that says it's only the chair of the committee who can respond to an answer. Any committee member can respond to an answer. I won't rule on that. It will depend on the readiness of the members of the committee who are present at the meeting, whether they are ready to respond to the question. Then, if they are not ready, we'll then make a ruling on what's going to happen.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Point of order.
Yes, because I'm ready.
Arise in terms of Rule 27, subsection 16. It says that a councillor may take charge of a question on behalf of an absent councillor, provided that the absent councillor has authorized that councillor to do so in writing. In this case, the absent councillor is the chairperson of HSI committee, who has failed to nominate his deputy chairperson, failed to provide him with the answers to this meeting. He has displayed gross negligence, Mr. Speaker, insofar as his role is concerned as the chairperson of this committee. And I believe he thinks he's bigger than the council. And this cannot be taken lying down. We will deal with this decisively, Mr. Speaker, noting that he is deployed by our bloc of smaller parties.
Yeah, thank you very much, Councillor Reddy. I understand your point, but if you understood what Councillor Mkhize was saying is that the chair of the cluster indicated to him that he will prefer to respond to these questions, but he has got the answers. Councillor Mkhize have got the answers. Whether he has been authorized to respond or not, but he's saying to us, the chair requested to him that he will prefer
He
answers.
must read the answers then.
Speaker, my hand is up, Speaker. Point of order, Speaker.
Yes.
Point of order.
No, thanks. I was responding to Councillor Reddy on the issue raised by Councillor Mkhize. I want to rule on the request by Councillor Mkhize. Councillor Said, do you want to say something?
Yes, Speaker. In terms of Councillor Mavunda not being in the meeting, I think you've already discussed that already, that there's a leave of absence and he's on municipal business overseas in order to address few issues. Now, in terms of the rules, it's quite clear that there is a deputy chair of the committee here, and the deputy chair has expressed himself. I think